I just got in from Long Island. Always fun to go out on Long Island. They're a great, great place and a very focused on the quality of education. So anybody here from Long Island? All right, all right. We love Long Island too, but great visit out there to talk about higher education. I was speaking about our investments and making sure that the students that many of you are teaching have access to a college degree if they choose, by doubling TAP for the first time in 30 years, $500 to $1,000, and expanding the families that are eligible. So that's where I just was, again, talking about education everywhere I go, because this is the path to prosperity, is the chance to have an education. So I want to thank all of our great teachers out there. We're heading into National Teacher Appreciation Week, but I'll tell you, here in New York, we appreciate you every single day of the week. I don't need a seat on a calendar. That's who we are as New Yorkers, so thank you for all you do. Focusing on career and technical education all across not just New York, where they first innovated great novel ideas with Micron in upstate New York, where we're creating 50,000 jobs. But what they're doing is thinking about the children of today who will be the workers of tomorrow, and teaching them the right skills while they're still in schools. So Randy and to Mike, thanks for taking this national. We're really proud of this work. I don't just talk the talk. I don't just walk the walk. I put money in the bank. Okay? It's all about, am I funding schools properly or not? That's the test. And since I've been governor for 2 years, we have increased education funding in the state of New York by an additional $5 billion. Fully funding foundation aid for the first time. I don't know what took so long, but we got it done. I'm grateful to all of you who worked for that. Also, those of you who are teaching our children how to read, teaching our kids how to read. Back to basics. I can't tell you how many teachers told me, can we just do it the way we were taught long ago? Why do we have this 20-year experiment where our kids are further behind the schools that are not teaching basic science of reading? But we're changing all that. I came in and said, no, the status quo is not working for our kids. We're not helping them be competitive. We're not teaching them to read the right way. So our teachers, and Melinda came to me with this idea as well, and said, we have to do better by our kids. Let's change that whole dynamic. But she said, not just change it, but our teachers will need funding, $10 million, to make sure that we have the resources to retrain our existing teachers and make sure our new teachers know what to do. So we are going back to basics here in the state of New York. Let's get that done. How many of you, when you started your careers, would think that it would be essential for us to have mental health clinics in all your schools because our kids needed it? Something has happened since this pandemic. Our kids have been through so much, just as you all have. And we need to realize there's no stigma around asking for help. So we want to embed support in our schools for our kids and our teachers. It's right there. It doesn't have to be a hassle. Let's get that done as well. Making sure also that we're talking about something. Now, you may not know a lot about this, but you can remember the day that we said this was going to happen. Empire AI is the first in the nation opportunity where we're going to harness the power of a publicly and privately funded supercomputer bigger than anywhere else in the nation, and put it in the hands of our educators and our students at higher education levels. So if you're teaching STEM, if you're teaching the science and math programs to kids in high school and middle school, let them know when they go to a college in the state of New York, that opens up possibilities that are not available to any other student in this nation if they don't live in the state of New York. We are changing the future. There is one teacher, we lost him last year, I was at his wake, Mr. Peter James, 8th grade social studies teacher. Mr. Peter James, Hamburg Junior High School. He opened up my mind as a 13-year-old to the power of government, teaching about American government and history. And we took a trip to Washington, and I had a chance to walk through the halls of our nation's capital. And at that moment, as a 13-year-old, anytime they asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up, I kept saying I wanted to be a flight attendant because I wanted to fly around the world. They told me I was too short. That's all right. They told me I said I wanted to be an FBI agent. They told me I was too short. Okay. I'm glad I didn't say I wanted to play for the NBA because they would have said, you're too short. That being said, Mr. James believed in me because I said from that day forward, all I want to do is someday, somehow, be a staffer to a senator or a member of Congress. I never dreamed that I could actually be a member of Congress and certainly not be a governor, but I actually had a teacher who pushed me harder. He said, go bigger, go bigger. Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you to all the teachers who are inspiring our kids every day. God bless all of you.